friend. It's just there with you.
Not surprisingly, the people who create these wonderful instruments are not only fine artists, they're musicians too.
We've got awesome players throughout the factory, and most of the people here are doing it because this is their way of getting an involvement in this business.
For Henry Juskowitz, being CEO of Gibson combines his work with his love of music.
I would have never guessed in a million years I would be where I am today. When I have time to think about it, it's mind-boggling.
And you're in this for the long haul.
Absolutely. I love this business.
And to celebrate 100 years in the music business, Gibson is planning a worldwide celebration with concerts in New York, London, Nashville, and even Bangkok.
That's a great story, isn't it?
When you go down there, you can just feel the music permeating the place and everybody's commitment to these wonderful instruments. It's very, very moving.
That's great. Well, thanks for taking us behind the scenes. You know, we don't often see stories like this, so it's really nice.
Well, we'll do it again.
Okay, thanks, Rona. And we'll be back in a moment, but first, this is Today on NBC.
The only difference between these eggs and our eggs is, oh yeah, ours don't have any fat or cholesterol. Egg beaters. We're good eggs. Where do you find new egg beaters? Same place you find eggs, in the egg section. Of course, you'll still find us in the freezer section, too. Egg beaters. We're good eggs.
She trusts you for everything, and your breast milk is best. But if she needs a formula, who can you trust? You can trust Gerber. There simply is no better formula. If it doesn't come from you, shouldn't it come from Gerber?
The Cadillac DeVille, all new for 1994. Its reshaped design has really taken off. And now for a limited time, DeVille lets you take a couple of years off from car payments. For a single upfront payment of $11,264, you can relax for 24 months. And by making all your payments in advance, you save $743. The Cadillac DeVille with Smart Lease Plus. It gives your checkbook a rest. Cadillac DeVille, creating a higher standard.
April 22nd. Get ready to discover a new frontier in adventure.
I would like to close out my account.
Madeline Stowe, Mary Stuart Masterson, Drew Barrymore, and Andy McDowell.
You're all gonna be pretty big heroes in these parts.
We ain't heroes.
Bad Girls, rated R. Starts Friday, April 22nd at theaters everywhere.
To help you and your dentist keep your permanent teeth permanent, Oral-B introduces the Advantage Plaque Remover. With its power tip and action cup, it's clinically proven to fight gum disease. The new Advantage from Oral-B, the brand more dentists use.
Hi, I'm Ted Drewes, and our custard stand here in St. Louis is continuing a family tradition. My tradition in the morning is watching the Today Show. What a difference today makes.
Coming up, Ricki Lake, she's one of the stars in the new movie Serial Mom. You know, you take Kathleen Turner's parking space, you don't recycle, say something nasty about her son.
Kaboom!
And also, you and Bob Vila have a project?
We're going to retile a bathroom or a wall or part of the ceiling, yeah.
Sounds fun.
Oh, it's going to be great.
First, a station break.
Every year, LA Law saves something special for this season's final episode. Starting Thursday, LA Law returns with 6 new shows. The Return of LA Law, NBC Thursday.
The Hague, 1986. Plaques is presented at an international dental conference. It's an important advance in the fight against plaque. And now Plaques announces an important new advance. Introducing Advanced Formula Plaques with more plaque loosening power. Use it before you brush to loosen and break up plaque. So now you brush off even more. New Advanced Formula Plaques with more plaque loosening power. Another advance in the fight against plaque.
The all-new Galant brings thoughtful details to every corner of its cabin.
These are a few of my favorite things.
Twin cup holders for driver and passenger. Extra storage under the armrest. A rear seat that folds down.
Brown paper packages tied up with...
Even the trunk has a trunk in the all-new Galant.
Favorite things.
From Mitsubishi, the new thinking in automobiles.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Mitsubishi, the new thinking in automobiles.
You're watching WNBC for New York. And now, this is Today in New York.
Good morning, everybody. It's 8:26, 44 degrees on a wet Wednesday. I'm Jane Hansen. In our news, a police officer is out of surgery at this hour after being wounded while shooting it out with some would-be carjackers. Steve Lonnup is live in Mount Vernon, where it all happened. Steve, what's the latest?
Good morning, Jane. Once again, we're here at Mount Vernon Hospital. We just spoke to a police officer who just visited Officer George McClendon. He's out of surgery, awake and alert, we're told. He came out of surgery several hours ago. This incident happened last night a little before 10 o'clock at Lenny's Restaurant on Gramerton Avenue, a popular hangout in Mount Vernon. Officer McClendon stopped at this restaurant to pick up some takeout food. His wife was outside in the car. Two men approached the car and attempted a carjacking. Officer McClendon saw what was going on. He was off duty at the time, came out, and a struggle ensued. Shots went off, and Officer McClendon found himself shot in the lower left chest area. His wife piled him into the car. He was brought here to Mount Vernon Hospital and underwent the surgery. The search is on this morning for the two suspects in the case, and police ask anyone with information on this to call Mount Vernon detectives at 914-665-2510, 665-2510. All information, of course, will be kept confidential. Reporting live from Mount Vernon, Steve Dunlop, News 4 Westchester. Jane?
Thank you very much, Steve. A row of stores is destroyed in Queens overnight by a smoky three-alarm blaze that is now under investigation. Roughly 150 firefighters battled flames for nearly 3 hours at 75th Road and Parsons Boulevard in Flushing. 10 of them required medical attention. The blaze caused the roof to collapse. The smoke was so thick that some nearby residents simply had to leave their homes. Ah-Kay, the reputed head of the dreaded Fook Ching gang, is back in New York to face serious criminal charges. He landed at Kennedy Airport overnight, brought from Hong Kong by federal agents. Ah-Kay is the alleged mastermind of the deadly Golden Venture smuggling operation. Joe Whitty is here, and so's the fog.
That's right. It's a little pea-soupy out there, meaning foggy. We'll have some sunshine, but which day? The answer when we come back.
Look for heart, for desire, for real communicators. Dan walked in one day, sat down, and he said, hey, I'm ready to go to work. Right now he's working at the return desk. He'll pull 2 carts at a time to get the returns put away. Not a day goes by where he doesn't high-five somebody or tell somebody a silly little joke.
On your next wood project, get the color and look you want with Minwax Wood Finish. Minwax offers a variety of rich shades and penetrates to seal-in color. And you'll find it at a guaranteed low price every day at the Home Depot.
There's not a thing in my store Dan can't do.
It'd be a nice morning just to roll over and go back to
sure
sleep.
It would be, yes.
Ugly out there.
Maybe you could put off chores or the jog till tomorrow. Bright sunshine tomorrow, but not today. Foggy at the present time and rather cool. 44 degrees in Central Park. The time now 8:28. Morning fog and drizzle, the story. Then midday. Thunderstorms and rain, moderate at times, coming through here. And if the winds pick up strong enough, it'll pump in some warm air and we'll go to 60. If not, we'll stay in the 50s. But look at Thursday, Jane. 72 degrees and sunny skies. Ooh, I'd play hooky on Thursday.
What a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Joe. Have a great day, everybody.
It was a world you have only dreamed of. It was the world of Showboat. Showboat, Jerome Kern and Oscar Hammerstein's classic musical tale, recreated by director Harold Prince, begins previews September 22nd at the Gershwin Theater. Tickets for Showboat are now on sale. Call Ticketmaster 212-307-4100.
In most American cities, you can find some sort of gang activity going on each day after school. The Salvation Army program is for youth, giving kids a fighting chance.
We're back at 8:30 on this Wednesday morning. I'm Katie Couric.
And I'm Matt Lauer, in for Brian Gumble, who's on assignment. He'll be back Monday.
That's right. Now, Ricki Lake was a novice when an audition got her first movie role at the tender age of 18. That led to more movies and TV work, and eventually her very own TV talk show this past year that's doing very well. Well, she's still acting. She's got a new movie opening this week. It's called Serial Mom, and we'll be talking with Ricki about that in just a few moments.
Also coming up, grab your grout. Handyman Bob Veal is going to show you and me all about laying tile, and he says anyone can do it if you follow a couple of simple rules. It says here, I have to say, that it even looks like fun. Truth in broadcasting, it looks like work, but we're going to do it anyway.
Not only grout, you're going to be dealing with glorp, whatever the heck that is.
You
What
told
is
me about
glorp?
that. Actually, Bob hasn't mentioned that to me yet.
Well, we'll find out what glorp is in just a few moments. But first, we're going to head over to the news desk and check in with Rahema Ellis again. Good morning again, Rahema.
Good morning again, Katie and Matt, and good morning, everybody. Deadly new violence in the Middle East today, marring Israel's observance of the day on which it honors its war dead. At least 6 people were killed and more than 20 injured in a bombing on a bus filled with Israeli commuters. The Islamic fundamentalist group Hamas is claiming responsibility, saying the bombing was in retaliation for the February massacre at a mosque in Hebron. In this country, at least 2 people are dead in the aftermath of a tornado that ripped through southern Mississippi. 15 others were injured and several homes destroyed when the twister touched down in the town of Wool Market, north of Biloxi. Meantime, flooding continues to cause problems in parts of the Midwest. Hundreds of people have been forced from their homes. President Clinton is resuming his search for a replacement for retiring Supreme Court Justice Harry Blackmun. On Tuesday, Senate Majority Leader George Mitchell, the leading candidate, withdrew his name from consideration. But the president took a break from his search last night to address the 50th anniversary dinner of the Radio and Television Correspondents Association. Among his topics, his sometimes testy relationship with the Washington Press Corps.
Some say my relations with the press have been marked by self-pity. I like to think of it as the outer limits of my empathy. I feel my pain. I mean, people say to me, remember Harry Truman, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. It's the only room in the house I never want to leave.
Good lines. The president also poked fun at some of the accomplishments of his administration, saying, we've created 2.3 million new jobs, almost 50% of them in the health insurance lobby. Here are some of the other stories we'll be watching during this day ahead. A House panel holds a hearing on falsified data in cancer research. Also in Washington, there's a candlelight vigil for law enforcement officers killed in the line of duty. And President Clinton today meets with members of the U.S. Olympic team. Tanya Harding will not be there. Tonight on the NBC News magazine Now, a story about something good coming from something tragic. A young woman lost her life in last December's massacre on the Long Island Railroad. But she lives on through others having given the gift of life to a man and 2 other women through organ donation. Her inspirational story tonight on Now with Tom Brokaw and Katie Couric at 9 Eastern right here on NBC. It is 8:33 and time for the weather and Willard.
This morning's weather is brought to you by Kellogg's, the best to you each morning.
Hey, we love our Kellogg's, and that's the way to start the day. Listen, I'm not a negative guy, but, in fact, a very positive guy. You want to feel just a little older this morning? Listen to this.
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock.
You got it, Bill Haley and the Comets. 40 years ago, that song was big. The movie Blackboard Jungle, you remember that? It really started rock and roll. One of the great moments in my career. I was a dance band announcer for Bill Haley and the Comets when they did their dance band remote from the Glen Echo Spanish Ballroom right here in Washington, D.C., and that was almost 40 years ago. Well, the guys are back in business. Bill Haley's gone now. The fellas are 60s and 70s. They're up in age a little bit. Not an alcoholic among them, not one drug user. They're still hot. They're still active. They're touring Europe. They'll be touring the U.S., and they've got a new CD out. So, the longer things last, the better they get. Stay in there and hang in there. Bill Haley and the Comets. They are a dynamite team, still working after 40 years. Happy birthday from the Walt Disney Company, Ella Wilson, Lily, Louisiana. 102 years old today, still makes quilts, threads her own needle, cuts her own patterns. I tried to thread a needle about 6 months ago. I couldn't find the needle. Anna Hunsinger of Venice, Florida is 100. Laughter, smiles, everybody is crazy about her. A beautiful lady. We wish her a very happy birthday. Raining here in your nation's capital as it is in a lot of the East this morning. Not like it was in the Midwest where they've had terrible flooding. Here again, though, in the East, it's thunderstorms and showers. Temperatures ranging from the 50s in New England down to the 80s and near 90s in the Southwest. It'll be downright hot. A few scattered showers in the Northwest. Some showers around the Great Lakes with fog around the Great Lakes as well. New England, some rain and showers and fog. Also thunderstorms from the southeastern Pennsylvania down to Raleigh, Durham, actually South Carolina's coast. and just plain springtime. That's the way it's raining here. We got umbrellas all over the place. Here's what's happening in your world, even as we speak.
All right, thank you very much, Willard. 44 degrees, foggy and cloudy around much of the tri-state area right now at 8:35. And you saw Willard standing there under the umbrella. That's what we're going to have to do later on this afternoon because we've got some rain showers just off to our west, starting to move into western New Jersey. Morning fog, followed by some afternoon thunderstorms and heavy showers at times. And if we get the wind strong enough, we'll go up to 60. If not, we'll stay in the 50s. But then look at tomorrow, sunny and 72. Willard.
Well, that's it. That's all. You don't even remember Rock Around the Clock. You're too young.
No, I do remember, Willard. I mean, I used to dance to it in college, and I wish I could be down there to cut the rug with you this morning.
Well, I got the scissors if you've got the carpet.
Okay. Thanks, Willard. In a moment, TV talk show host and actress Ricki Lake. That's right after this.
Man, I wish they'd had something like this at the Kennedy kid trial. Sign right here, signature and home phone. You read about it in the paper. Serial mom. She's Beverly Sutphin and she's my mom.
Good morning. You've got to try Muslix.
Muse what? What do I do with it? Though the name Muslix may not sound very good.
You've got to try Muslix.
No, thank you.
Everyone's surprised at how delicious it tastes.
This is Muslix? This is good.
Almonds, something sweet. Muslix has fruit and nuts.
Kellogg's Muslix cereal has a cup of fruit and nuts in each box.
You've got to try this. Can I have some too?
Kellogg's Muslix.
You've got to try Muslix. Look for the coupon in Sunday's paper. You've got to try Muslix.
Now, Miracle Grow plant food comes in easy-to-use houseplant spikes. Just use this free aerator, then slip in the spike. It'll feed continuously with Miracle Grow for up to 60 days. Miracle Grow spikes for more beautiful houseplants.
Susan Anderson just did something totally new that made her feel alive and different. She just took a state-of-the-art shower with new Jergens Refreshing Body Shampoo. This advanced new system combines a dual-textured sponge and a cleanser made with MAP, which unlike soap helps skin retain its moisture. Clean, invigorating, no dry or filmy feeling. So take a state-of-the-art shower with new Jergens Refreshing Body Shampoo for skin that feels fresh and healthy.
Alternative math. 1 crust sandwich plus 1 hash brown plus 1 coffee equals $1.99 every day. Add it to your morning at Burger King.
We may not be the world's #1 fast food place. It just tastes that way.
At 5 a.m., all the Millers can think about is that first get-you-going cup of coffee. That eye-opening, fill-the-kitchen aroma of Folgers Crystals. It all begins with mountain-grown beans, fresh brewed, then crystallized, for a deep, dark, rich coffee just waiting to become your welcome to the day. There's no other coffee that kicks off the Miller's morning like Folgers Crystals.
The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
My bladder control problem's not that bad, so I use a guard, but does it have to be so stiff?
The answer is a new guard from Attens that's incredibly soft.
Great, but what about protection?
Only the new Attens guard has perma-dry fibers that pull moisture into the core faster and trap it there to help stop spillover better. Can I try this soft guard?
Right now?
Call 1-800-ATTENS for a free sample. The answer to protection without question.
Now, out of this tragedy came the greatest gift of all. Tom Brokaw with the incredible story of one family's heartache and their gift of life. Now, NBC Tonight.
Before Ricki Lake launched her now successful syndicated TV talk show last September, she had appeared in a number of feature films and TV shows, including the acclaimed series China Beach. Well, now she's back on the big screen in a new comedy that opens this Friday called Serial Mom, co-starring Kathleen Turner and Sam Waterston.
Oh, Misty, I made you your favorite sesame broccoli. You know, Carl says if I lose 10 pounds, he'll take me to the University of Maryland Memorial Day beach blast. Well, honey, I think that's great if you want to lose weight, but I think you should do it for yourself, not for some boy you hardly even know.
Carl's a jerk. He certainly drives like a jerk.
Carl makes me happy, and that threatens this family, doesn't it?
Doesn't threaten me, honey. I'm happy.
I'm happy, too. We just want you to be happy.
And Ricki Lake, good morning. Welcome to Today. Nice to see you. Now, this is your third movie with director John Waters, who seems like one wacky guy.
He's actually, everyone thinks he's so crazy. He's actually the most normal guy I know. I mean, everybody has these thoughts that he writes about.
I think you need to meet some more people. No, he does have a reputation. He's got that pencil-thin mustache. He sort of has a reputation for doing movies that focus on the macabre a little bit.
Right. Yeah,
but he's really a pussycat, is that what you're trying to say?
He's the smartest man I know, he's the funniest man I know, and he's a great friend of mine, and I love working with him.
But don't you think he has, I mean, and I say this as a compliment, a warped sense of humor?
I think he has a sense of humor where he has the courage to come out with these ideas and thoughts that everyone has, but he's the only one that comes out and admits them and writes about them.
That's funny. Now, you first worked with him in the movie Hairspray.
Right.
And you were a teenager living in upstate New York at the time?
I was living in
How did you
Hastings.
land that role?
I was very lucky. I met him in a local audition 7 years ago now, and it was the best summer of my life. It was incredible.
After that movie, you became sort of a real celebrity playing chubby teenagers, correct?
You're being very kind.
No,
yes.
that's true, right?
I was hired because I was overweight for the role, and it launched a career for me.
But then suddenly you said, I don't want to play these roles anymore. What happened?
No,
because
somebody else
you're
said,
very
we don't
trim.
want you to play
Oh,
other
is that
roles.
what happened?
Yeah, it just got to a point where I think in this business you have to have a gimmick. You have to have something that sets you apart from everybody else, and I think that initially was what stood out for me. And after 4 years of working it and doing a lot of movies and working with great people, it stopped working. And so I decided I had to have a new gimmick. And so I decided, hey, I'm going to try this weight loss thing and see how it goes. And 120 pounds later.
That's amazing. How did you lose all that weight?
Through exercise and diet. I mean, I never set out to be any sort of role model for anybody. I did it very secretly. I didn't tell my friends, I didn't tell my family, and it took a long time. I've been doing it for 3 years.
Had you been heavy all your life, Ricky? I mean, was that tough to give up your identity that way?
Not really. I wasn't. I mean, I was always kind of the 5 or 10 pounds overweight as a child, but as a teenager, after Hairspray and after a year of college, I gained a lot of weight.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Serial Mom a little bit more. What was it that appealed to you about your role in that movie? You play Misty.
I play Misty, the daughter.
A very boy-crazy teenager.
He based the character on me. He wrote the character with me in mind. So at the time, for as long as he's known me, basically, I've been boy crazy. I've been a flirt, and my favorite pastime on his sets were to flirt with the crew boys. So he added that into the character, and I mean, it's just so flattering that this man that's amazing to me and to a lot of other people continues to think of me when he writes a movie.
Let's talk about, you know, the serial mom herself, Kathleen Turner. She has obviously a very dark side in this movie. Could you relate to some of the things she was doing? I mean, obviously, you're not going to probably run someone over or stab someone with a sword if they make you mad, but I mean, what did you think of her character and the whole premise of this movie?
I think it's hilarious. I mean, first of all, the movie is so timely. You know, when he wrote this movie, there wasn't this fascination like there is now with Tanya Harding and all these other people that are, you know, criminals, and they're glorified and, you know, they become famous. But yeah, I think everybody knows what it's like to have that feeling to want to kill somebody.
That feeling of rage when somebody takes your parking space.
Exactly. You know how that is.
Yes. I know. Well, it's funny how little things can just set you off. Not to the point, hopefully, that anyone would actually kill someone.
Right.
But I'm amazed well, gosh, this is like True Confessions about how mad I get over little things. I think I need to meditate or something.
Anyway, therapy.
Exactly. And the scene we're about to see, your character, Misty, recognizes an opportunity to make a little extra cash. Let's take a quick look.
Cool.
Serial Mom t-shirts, get them here. $12 while they last, plus tax. MasterCard and Visa. I'll take 2. All right, ma'am. I wish they'd had something like this at the Kennedy kid trial. Sign right here, signature and home phone. You read about it in the paper. Serial Mom. She's Beverly Sutphin and she's my mom.
Now, before we go, I can't let you get away without asking you about your very successful talk show. Congratulations. It's doing really well, isn't it?
Thank you. Yeah, it's amazing to me. It's exceeded our expectations. We never thought that it would take off the way it has.
Why do you think it is doing so well?
I don't know. I think the viewers respond to a younger show. We're gearing it towards a totally different age group, and I think they're sucked in. It's great.
Do you have fun doing it?
I love it. Yeah.
Looks like fun. Well, Ricky Lake, it's so nice to meet you. Doing any movies
Pleasure.
next? Or?
Hopefully this summer. I just got married, so I'm going to go on a honeymoon this summer.
I wanted to say congratulations.
Thank you.
Just got married, what, 2 weeks ago?
2.5 weeks ago.
In Las Vegas, you wild thing.
That's
anyway,
right.
congratulations,
Thank
or
you.
actually best wishes.